My name's Christos. If you're anything like me, you had plenty of time over quarantine to go ahead pick up a few new hobbies. Besides goatee growing, by far and away, fishing has been my favorite. So we're here today at Ladue Reservoir in Geauga County, Ohio, so I can go ahead and share some of my hobby with you. Let's hit the water. Now that we're out here on the water, let's talk about one of the most important things you need while fishing: a good aesthetic. If a fish is in the water and it sees you and you don't look like an angler, it's not going to bite because you are a fish out of water. Anyway, one of the most important things you're going to need is some sort of vest, whether it's just an outdoorsy vest like this or a fishing vest. Anything will do as long as it has pockets, because if you have pockets, you're good to go. I mean, I've got one of my most important fishing tools right here, my car keys, very easily accessible because I have these pockets. If you have a fishing license, which I highly recommend getting, I definitely have one, Ohio Department of Natural Resources. You know, go ahead and put that in one of your pockets too, just in case you get stopped by somebody, because you don't want to pay that much of a fine for, you know, poaching. God. Other things you'll need, you know, shades help, especially when it's this sunny and, you know, it's already messing with the video this much. A hat's always useful, again, especially for the sun, but in this case, it's a good luck charm. My friend John got this for me, and as you can see, it says, "Women want me, fish fear me." That is very true, because women want me to leave them alone and fish fear me, and that's why they don't bite. But otherwise, you got all that. Like this shirt right here. Look at that, even the shirt, it's got bass on it. So if a largemouth is out there and it sees the shirt, it's gonna get all excited, say, "Hey, that's another fish. Let's go check it out." But if you got the aesthetic, you're good to go. Second most important thing is equipment. So over here, I've got my tackle box. And again, leading into that aesthetic thing, this is an old piece of junk tackle box. It gets the job done, but it's not too big, but it looks really cool, and that's what matters. So you go ahead, you open it up, what have you got? I have lures in mine. I prefer to fish with lures. If you fish with bait, good for you. Go find a different video, because you're probably already catching fish. Otherwise, you know, I got some other important stuff in here, you know, whatever these things are, hooks, I guess, I don't know. I've got, you know, fishing journal here for all the times I catch fish, but, you know, otherwise, just go ahead and remember, if you have what you need and you look how you need to look, you're going to be catching fish. Another important piece of equipment is your fishing rod. I've got mine right here. There are some different terms for rods, you know, about like, oh, how fast it is and whatnot. And, you know, we could get into that if we had the time, but we don't have the time because we need to get out on that water and start fishing ASAP. Most important thing is get a rod, again, going with aesthetics that looks cool. Now that we've got our lure attached to our line, let's go ahead and get out there, get fishing. I should note I'm using a some variation of the Texas rig because I ran out of the bullet weight you slide on there. You know, it's whatever. But I am using a plastic worm, so it's not a real worm. You're not hurting anybody unless you lose it in the water, in which case you're hurting the environment. You know, try not to do that. But let's go ahead and get to casting. There's two main ways to cast. There is overhead, and then there's just sideways. I like casting just somewhere in the middle, really whatever I'm feeling. But it's important to remember, it's not about the power of your cast. It's just about getting it out there. And here's what the real meat and potatoes of this tutorial is, because odds are you're probably not going to catch any fish. I rarely ever catch any fish. But the fish may be a nice prize. Nobody comes out here just for the fish. They come out here because they get to get outside on a beautiful morning, even if it is a little hot, and they get to actually experience life in one of the few untarnished ways you still can in this world. So go ahead and just appreciate it. Every once in a while, go out, go fishing, get up early some morning, because it's not going to be here forever. It's important to remember that anytime you come out here and you experience this little slice of life here at this reservoir or lake or river or ocean or wherever you're going to fish, that's all part of human experience. And the second you lose that is the second you lose what it means to be human. It's still pretty nice to catch fish though, you know. That's always nice, and that's the end goal. But remember that no matter what, just enjoy yourself out here. Yours and forever, Christos. You can use this for the thumbnail, make it look like I've hooked a big fish or something. By the way, just so you know, I'm not expecting to catch anything today.